Hey guys, it's Amy Joy from One Centered Life. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You can also check me out online at the same URL, www.onecenteredlife.com. And today I wanted to get on here and just talk quickly to you a bit about goals. I was just thinking sometimes in life you are so far away from achieving where you want to be in life. And maybe sometimes, I do this a lot. I've gotten very, very overwhelmed about, when I want to get something done, when I want something. I've gotten overwhelmed when the thing is so huge, and I don't know how to approach it or handle it or tackle it. And my best advice to you or to anybody watching or any friends, if you have to pass along the advice, is to break down that big Mission Impossible into smaller, bite-sized, little achievable pieces. Always that's the best way. So I'm a Gemini. I'm like this air sign. I always kind of get caught up in the big picture, and I'm always way out here. And it's really hard for me to be like a Taurus and think about the practical steps, step by step by step by step by step by step by step. But that's exactly what has to happen. So I have to put my Taurus hat on and start thinking about it like that. But yeah, and goal setting is really important because goal setting helps us to move forward in our lives. It helps us to feel good about ourselves, right? When we set goals and we attain them. It helps us to kind of chart the progress and the path of our lives. If you know that you were at a point where you did not have something, right, and you set it as a goal, then you reach that thing, and then the next year you look back at it later, that goal is a benchmark of your growth and progress throughout life. Without it having been a benchmark, you may not really keep track of what you were able to do at certain points of time. So it's pretty cool as a measurement tool and tracking method that way. And they help us to keep growing. So I believe that us as humans being here on earth, the whole reason why, it's almost like God's experiment, right? But we're here to expand and grow and see what the heck we can find and learn and to continue growing throughout life. So, when I was, before I was in college and probably throughout college, I think my biggest goal ever was to just graduate from college. And the reason being was because back in the day when I was growing up, I wasn't exposed to a ton of black
It's 10 o'clock.
People with wealth or resources. And, I had a really limited exposure and a lot of internalized inferiority and stuff like that. So I didn't really dare to dream really big and outside of the box. And I didn't see a ton of positive images coming in saying this person looks like you can do this. And, more than anything, I think I picked up on a lot of the negative messages and stuff the 80s political rhetoric, welfare queen and all this stuff. And I remember I used to be so ashamed to go to the drugstore and stuff with all my little cousins and stuff because I felt that it was a bad thing to have a whole bunch of kids with you because the way that African American women were kind of demonized in the public eye during that time. So, it's just a really big, crazy thing that was going on with race in the country at that time. But anywho, where was I? goals keep us moving forward, right? So in my undergrad career, my biggest goal for myself was to just graduate. And that's as far as I could ever see. Like, I didn't aspire to do, I thought that was like really doing good and like fantastic. Now, my parents, well, my mom, she graduated from college and she went on to have a very like diversified nursing career. She was a registered nurse and like traveled with the military and was in the National Guard and became a captain in the military. So she's very accomplished. My dad also had a really great job. He didn't, I think he took some college, but I don't think he got a degree. But he was very accomplished in his career too. So it's like, I felt like I was a very strong member of the middle class. But for whatever reason, like, that was I guess like generationally, like, that was where I saw myself going, was like right where they went and nothing beyond that. Like, I didn't feel like it was that attainable for me to be bigger than that. I did actually at a younger age have some more like larger than life dreams of like being a model, probably being an artist, but I think I was conditioned, and a lot of it from actually my parents, but like kind of like, oh, you better adjust those goals, they're not so realistic. But all of that is out of the door now. Times have changed so much, and we are like at a place where we have the internet, we have access to all kinds of information, to all kinds of positive images, and so there's no reason why you out there shouldn't be thinking and that you can do whatever the hell it is you want to do and actually achieve it, right? So not to just think it, but to know that you are able to do it and get the resources to help you actually reach all those goals, and to seek out help if you need help, because there's so many, like, coaching is such a huge industry these days too, which, by the way, holla at your girl, because I will help you get through that stuff too. Like I said, I have testimony of having been at a place where I didn't think things were possible, and now I have grown myself to the point, and I've also had the help of coaches get me to a point to where I know that anything is possible, and I'm doing the things that I was once afraid of doing and once thought I could not. So, yeah, my undergrad story was just like, I didn't think that things were possible. I don't really know where I left off with that, but now I know that things are. So completing your goals helps to build confidence, right? When you set these goals and you complete them, you're establishing a rapport with yourself. First of all, you're defining and coming into your integrity. So when you say something, your actions follow those words, and you basically do what you say that you're going to do. And by doing that, like I said, you're establishing a relationship with yourself, and you're building rapport with yourself, and you're learning that you can trust yourself, so that when you say things now, you can believe that they're going to happen. And the more you repeat that exercise, then it's like the more potent your words become, because, man, it's just like a cycle on itself, right? So you set a goal, you say it with your words, right? You meet the goal, then you're like, oh yeah, I met that goal, I'm awesome, and your esteem starts to build up, right? And then you start to believe yourself. So the next time you say something, it's like you already know you can do it, and like your esteem is still building, right? And then you complete it again, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm awesome. Like every time you keep getting more awesomer and more awesomer and more awesomer, and pretty soon it's just like whatever you say is just like gold, and it manifests itself, and it just happens, right? So that's what I want for you. So we're going to practice that cycle, right? We're going to goal set, and we're going to achieve. What else here? Oh, when you complete your goals, It gives you an excuse and a reason to celebrate. And that is major, right? That's another thing that's like, you're rewarding yourself, and you should do that. You should do that every time you are in integrity with your word and you complete a goal. You need to reward yourself because it helps to, again, build your esteem. It helps to build your worth, your self-worth, okay? When you reward yourself, you are telling yourself positive messages like, you're worth this thing. I love you so much, and this is how highly I think of you. I'm going to give this, like, you did this great thing. I'm going to give this whatever prize thing to you because you're awesome, you're wonderful, you're great. And so basically that, like I said, it builds your esteem, but it also builds your worth, not only to yourself, but to others as well, because you begin to emanate that vibration, you exude that truth, and others can pick up on that. Others can read that. You'll believe it, and they'll have no choice to believe it too, because you just believe in yourself so much, and they will. That's what you're going to be emanating from your aura, from your body, and others will know it's true, and that's how you really begin to just get your ball rolling. All right, so basically those are all the reasons why you should set goals and hopefully accomplish them. Make sure that they are achievable. So if it's a huge one, just break it down into smaller, accomplishable, achievable like segments. Another guideline to goal setting is to set SMART goals. So I think those are maybe simple. Oh gosh, I forget the acronym. Manageable. Well, you guys can look that up because I know it's like measurable. Oh yeah, simple. I don't know if the S is simple for real, but simple, measurable, attainable. SMAR. I don't know what it is. Reproducible. I don't know, guys. But set SMART goals, so you can look up that acronym. And you have to declare them out loud, okay? That's the thing. It's like you have to actually commit to these things. I know it makes it a little bit trickier and a little bit harder to maybe feel like you're going to stay in integrity, but like the saying it out loud provides, not just out loud, but like to somebody else or in a group, or even leave it in the comments here on this video. But declaring that out loud, first of all, what does it do? It allows other people to engage with you and support you in realizing your goals, right? It allows yourself to be open for the universe to support you. If you believe in that sort of thing. And all natural things, right? You really just want to declare that this is something that you are working toward so that everybody knows. Like if I wanted you to call me at 5 p.m., but I don't say it to you, but that's my goal, like how can you ever acquiesce my request if I don't say it, if I don't say something? So that's the thing. It's like you got to say it out loud so people know, and so that you can have support and, enlist people in your goals. Share with them that you're doing this thing. Not only will it have them like check in on you or whatever and make sure that you're accountable, or just, you can also tell them the level of support or accountability that you want them to have. Although, the more frequently you check in, the more likely you are to actually complete the goal. And, if you get off track, you can always correct. But yeah, so say it to another friend. And And it's like a commitment that you're making to yourself, and saying it to somebody else, it also motivates you. Oh yeah, that was my other part. Not only are they checking for you, but you are. You are checking for yourself too, right? It motivates you. You know, you're just more likely to not want to let yourself down, and knowing that you have kind of made this commitment and said it out loud to someone, you're less likely to do so. So that's awesome. You got to do that. And then whatever you say, like to yourself or in a notebook or in a journal, I mean, even though it's in writing, like it's still kind of in the shadow of secrecy. And if that's the case, then like you might start negotiating with yourself or compromising with yourself or backtracking and being like, well, I didn't really mean it, or like, you know, just like changing what the goal was. And you really don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. You want to stay in your integrity, and you want to really just like kill these goals. So if you find that that's the case, then maybe you start backtracking. Again, manage your expectations, manage your goals. Set smaller chunks of attainable goals, so that you're not letting yourself down, and that you can be building that confidence instead of like, you know, building doubt or knocking yourself down. So that is my video on goal setting, and if you'd like some support with that, and or know that you have a big, huge goal that you need a little bit of help or coaching to get through, you know that you have some blocks coming up and you can't figure out, like, I set this goal, I keep not fulfilling it, why can't I? Comment below, leave your email, or let's talk. Go to my website, www.onecenteredlife.com, or reach out to me on Facebook. I'll leave my links below, and let's hook up, let's talk to each other. I'm starting a new program, and hopefully if you're watching this video at some time in the future, like maybe I have some evergreen stuff. So anyways, just hit me up, and I'd love to connect with you and talk to you more about goal setting and getting you to reach your goals. All right, it's been a wonderful pleasure chatting with you guys and talking to you about goals. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and leave a comment below. And if you're not already, like, subscribe, and see you on the next video. Oh yeah, and share. Like, subscribe, and share.